Kim Jong-un is a very smart man. We have a great relationship. Those were the words of Donald Trump, the same man who once threatened to unleash fire and fury on North Korea. The world didn't know how to react. This wasn't a typical handshake between allies. This was an American president publicly admiring a leader whose regime is known for brutal purges, absolute censorship, and total isolation. But what really left Trump stunned wasn't Kim's diplomacy, it was his security. Because every time Kim Jong-un moves, the world loses track of him. His car, one of the most heavily armored in existence, flanked by elite bodyguards who run beside it like synchronized machines. His train, a rolling fortress wrapped in green paint and bulletproof steel. His plane disguised, decoyed, encrypted. No one knows when he's coming or from where. But the most terrifying layer isn't what you see, it's what you never will. From a bodyguard unit that trains for years to run next to him, to a secret police network that monitors every conversation in the country. This isn't just about protecting a man, it's about building the illusion that he cannot be touched. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why Donald Trump, a man not easily impressed, left that meeting knowing Kim Jong-un is untouchable. When Kim Jong-un travels by car, he doesn't just ride, he moves through the world like a mobile stronghold. At the center of his convoy is the Mercedes Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, a $2 million fortress on wheels, built to VR9 ballistic standards. This vehicle can withstand armor-piercing bullets, landmines, chemical attacks, even blasts from IEDs. But what makes this motorcade unforgettable is what surrounds it. 12 men in black suits, sunglasses, earpiece-free, running in sync, a human shield in motion perfectly choreographed to respond to any threat in under a second. They're not just for show. Each man is trained to intercept flying objects, shield the vehicle with his own body, and neutralize an attacker before a weapon can be drawn. Their formation is deliberate. 2 at the front, 4 on each side, 6 at the rear, forming a closed protective loop, and the convoy rarely moves alone. At any time, dozens of decoy vehicles, Toyota Land Cruisers stripped of logos, merge in, peel off, and confuse any potential attackers or foreign spies trying to lock onto Kim's exact location. Most countries put their VIPs inside bulletproof cars. North Korea surrounds theirs with synchronized flesh and discipline. And in a world ruled by drones and surveillance, Kim Jong-un's first line of defense isn't AI or cyber weapons. It's men who can run like machines and would die before they let you get close. If the Maybach is the front-facing symbol of luxury and strength, then the Aurus Senat, a gift from Vladimir Putin, is the silent message whispered between autocrats. Officially, the export of luxury goods to North Korea is banned under UN sanctions. Unofficially, Putin delivered a bulletproof Russian-made tank in disguise. The Aurus Senat isn't just armored, it's presidential, designed to protect heads of state from military-grade attacks. It can absorb the blast of grenades, resist chemical infiltration, and seal itself during biological threats. In Russia, it carries Putin. In North Korea, it signals something far more chilling, allies with leverage and firepower. But Kim doesn't rely on one car. On major trips, foreign observers have spotted up to 6 Land Cruiser 300s, stripped of branding, equipped with fake sirens, weaving in and out of convoys. The goal isn't just mobility, it's chaos by design. No one, not satellites, not drones, not spies, can confirm which vehicle carries the supreme leader. Routes are changed last minute. Cars swap drivers. In some instances, the real vehicle stops and another decoy continues buying precious seconds in case of an attack. Kim's travel philosophy is simple. Don't outrun the threat, outthink it, outnumber it, disappear into it. Where most world leaders rely on intelligence, Kim makes sure intelligence can't find him. And the most famous example of this isn't even on wheels. It rides on rails. In an age where world leaders race across skies in supersonic jets, Kim Jong-un travels by train. Not just any train, a moss green, gold-trimmed armored convoy that's been moving North Korea's ruling bloodline for 3 generations. It started with his grandfather, Kim Il-sung, In the 1960s, continued by his father, Kim Jong-il, who refused to fly, and now it's become part of Kim Jong-un's myth of control. This isn't a relic, it's a rolling stronghold. The train's cars are built like underground bunkers plated with armor that resists explosives and armor-piercing rounds. Windows are blast-resistant and bulletproof. Floors are reinforced to withstand mine detonations. Inside, a conference room, private suite, dining chamber, kitchen, and even a wine cellar. Encrypted communication lines connect directly to Pyongyang, turning the train into a mobile command center. It never travels alone. In front, a mine detection train, bunked behind a support train loaded with security personnel, weapons, and logistics. The whole system moves at a cautious 60 km/h slow by modern standards. But deliberate, every scale, every kilometer, every stop is pre-planned down to the minute. Why? Because for Kim, speed is not the goal, certainty is. And every time this train appears at a foreign station, it's more than a diplomatic arrival. It's a reminder this leader does not fly into your country. He arrives behind steel, silence, and legacy. Next, what happens when Kim chooses the sky over the rails? When the rails end and urgency begins, Kim Jong-un takes to the sky, but even here, his movements are cloaked in confusion. His primary aircraft is a retrofitted Ilyushin Il-62, codenamed Chamai-1 after North Korea's national bird. From the outside, it looks like a relic, a white Soviet-era jet with dated markings. But inside, it's a flying fortress, private bedroom, conference room, dining chamber with white linens and state-prepared meals, encrypted communications that link straight to Pyongyang's command centers. It's not Air Force One in Polish, but in secrecy and survivability, it might be even more effective. Because what sets Kim's aviation apart isn't what he flies, it's how he disappears on many trips. Chamai-1 is accompanied by decoy aircraft, sometimes commercial jets from Air Koryo, North Korea's civilian airline. Other times, planes fly staggered routes or switch identities mid-air. Why? So no radar, no satellite, no intelligence agency can say, that's him right there. There are even reports that he switches aircraft mid-flight, using undisclosed stopovers to vanish and reappear somewhere else without ever being on the record. With a range of over 10,000 kilometers, Chamai-1 can reach nearly all of Asia without refueling, a deliberate choice to avoid international airports and foreign scrutiny. In the Squeedom, Kim doesn't just fly, he controls what's known, what's seen, and more importantly, what's never confirmed. But while steel and jet fuel can shield a leader, only human loyalty can make him feel invincible. Next, meet the men who run beside his car and would rather die than fall out of formation. No other world leader moves with a formation like this. 12 men, black suits, no earpieces, no hesitation. Running beside a moving limousine, perfectly synchronized, perfectly silent to the outside world. It looks like choreography, but for Kim Jong-un, it's a moving wall of flesh and loyalty. These are not just bodyguards, they are hand-picked protectors, trained for years to become human shields on command. To qualify, you must match Kim's height for visual symmetry. You can't wear glasses. You must run for miles without breaking form in a suit. Under pressure, with a weapon, you train to detect threats in motion. Decode hand signals instead of relying on radios, because radios can be hacked. Reflexes can't. Their formation isn't fixed. On foot, they shift to a 360-degree perimeter. In motorcade, 2 front runners, 4 flanking, 6 behind a living buffer zone. But here's the deeper layer. Most of these men come from multi-generationally loyal families, vetted back 2 or 3 generations to ensure absolute ideological purity. After service, usually a decade, they don't vanish. They're appointed to high-level positions in the military, police, or government. It's not just a reward, it's a way to embed loyalty into the system. From street level to strategy rooms, where the West relies on armor. North Korea invests in devotion. And just when you think that's the peak of paranoia, you discover the invisible force behind them, one you'll never see coming. Next, the Supreme Guard Command and the spy state that keeps Kim untouchable. If the running guards are the visible barrier, then the Supreme Guard Command is the shadow wall, estimated at over 100,000 personnel. This elite force forms 3 concentric rings around Kim at all times. The first ring, personal protection, including the running unit. The second blocks off entire city blocks, controls pedestrian flow. The third reaches out kilometers, with snipers, traffic lockdowns, and airspace control. But even they don't hold the final line. That role belongs to the Ministry of State Security, North Korea's most feared agency. They don't guard Kim's body, they guard his reality. Every neighborhood has informants. Every official, every janitor, every cook near the supreme leader is pre-screened, surveilled, and shadowed. The agency can arrest anyone without warning. No warrant, no trial, no explanation. It doesn't just prevent threats, it erases them before they exist. This is what makes Kim Jong-un truly untouchable. Not the armor, not the jets, not the human shields. It's the fear, the silence, the fact that no one even dares to imagine a breach. Because when a system is designed to eliminate opposition at the thought level, no bulletproof glass is ever needed. Kim Jong-un doesn't just rule with soldiers or weapons. He rules with layers of silence. Every move is predicted, every risk pre-eliminated. His enemies never make it to headlines because they vanish before they have names. This isn't just security, it's psychological architecture built to protect not just the man, but the myth. Because what do you call a leader who is never seen in public without a wall of men whose plane can't be tracked, whose own people don't know if he's in the country or not? You don't challenge that. You don't even think about it. And that's the point. When your security is this complete, you don't need to respond to criticism. You just never let it exist. So what shocked Donald Trump wasn't the hardware or the weapons. It was the realization that this man's protection wasn't just physical. It was systemic. And here's the question we leave with you. When power becomes this unreachable, is it safety or is it something else entirely? Let us know in the comments what part of Kim Jong-un's security system surprised you the most.